Good morning, class. We have matrix multiplication lined up for today. Okay, so from the chapter matrices, we have already seen the types of matrices, what is a matrix in general, okay, and the addition and subtraction involving any two or three matrices. Okay, we solved a few examples also just to be sure in terms of how these operations are done. Okay, now what is more important from the syllabus point of view is this matrix multiplication. Okay, now matrix multiplication will involve a particular condition, a particular rule. Okay, so let us first study that rule and then we will straight on go to the numericals, to the questions which will actually involve some multiplication with a number of types of matrices. Okay, so please read over here. For any two matrices A and B to be multiplied successfully. Okay, if you are having two matrices A and B and you have to multiply them, okay, it is not necessary that always this multiplication will be possible. Okay, there will be a certain rule that we will have to keep in mind. What is that rule? So if you see over here, I am going to encircle this with the help of the marker. You see, number of columns of matrix A, which is the first matrix. Okay, please remember, A is the first matrix, B is the second matrix. We are multiplying A and B matrices. Okay, so we have matrix A over here and we have matrix B over here. Okay, it is like this. So the first matrix A, the number of columns of that matrix should match with the number of rows of the second matrix. If it happens, if they match, only then will this multiplication be possible. Okay, so for example, I have written over here, let the matrix, now this is in general form just now, we will deal with the questions a little later. Okay, matrix A, suppose it has the order as m by n. Now you must all remember, m is number of rows, n is number of columns. Similarly for the other matrix B, n is the number of rows and p is the number of columns. Okay, so for A into B to be possible, we must check the number of columns of A, which is n over here, okay, should be equal to the number of rows of B. So number of rows of B is also n, if you see over here. So these two things are actually equal to each other. Okay, number of columns of matrix A and number of rows of matrix B should be equal. Okay, so we will be first checking that. Okay, how will you get m and n and p values? Obviously the matrix will be given to you, so you will be able to write their orders and hence tally these two. Okay, so if they are equal, then matrix multiplication is possible, and that multiplication will give you another matrix, a third matrix C, and the order of that resultant matrix, the resultant of the multiplication, that matrix will have an order of itself which will take the number of rows from the first. Please note, the number of rows will be taken from the first matrix and the number of columns will be taken from the second matrix that we had multiplied together. Okay, please note, once again I am reminding, once again I am revising this. For two matrices to be multiplied successfully, we must have the number of columns of the first equal to the number of rows of the second matrix, and then once the matrix multiplication is possible, we will get the third matrix as an answer. Okay, that third matrix will have its number of rows taken from the first matrix, number of columns taken from the second matrix. Okay, so now keeping this in mind, let us quickly go on to a very simple example which will clarify these things in detail. Okay, now check if matrix A and matrix B can be multiplied. That's the first part. If yes, that is if they can be multiplied, multiply them and get an answer. Okay, so let us first of all check what is the order of the first matrix. The order of the first matrix is 2 by 2. There are 2 rows and 2 columns. Similarly, over here you have 2 rows, but you only have 1 column. Okay, so these are the orders. What is the rule? Number of columns of the first matrix, which is this 2, should be equal to the number of rows of the second matrix. So the number of rows of the second matrix is also 2. So these two are matching. These two are equal to each other. Therefore, matrix multiplication is possible. Okay, so you will write that number of columns in matrix A is equal to number of rows in matrix B. Therefore, matrix multiplication, which is A into B, is possible. Okay, is possible. Now please note here that A into B and B into A are different things. Okay, when you have B into A, then B matrix will be coming in the first position, A will be going to the second position, and then again you will have to apply the same check. Okay, so as far as matrix multiplication A into B is concerned, in this question it is very much possible. Okay, now the second part was if yes, then multiply them. So here is the multiplication. Now please have a very careful and very clear look at the way it is being done. You have 3, 5, 4 minus 2 as your first matrix, multiplied by you have 2 and 4 as the second matrix. Okay, so for matrix multiplication, what you will be doing, what is the procedure? Please note, you will go row wise in the first matrix and you will come down column wise in the second matrix. What that means is you will select the first row, first entry, so that is 3, and you will select the first column, first entry. So you will have 3, this 3 multiplied by this 2 over here. Okay, that is what you will have first, plus. Okay, what is the next entry in the first row? 5. What should this 5 be multiplied with? So you are going down in the second matrix, so you have that number 4 over here. Okay, so that is the first entry that you have. Now coming down to the second entry, so what you will do, once again you will go row wise in the first matrix and you will come down column wise in the second matrix. Since there is only one column present in the second matrix, so we will only go like this. So the second row over here, if you see, why have we taken the second row here? Because the multiplication matrix is also, we are also doing the second row of the multiplication matrix. Okay, so this 4 is going to multiply with this 2. Okay, plus, what is the next entry in the second row? Minus 2. It is going to be multiplied with the next entry in the column, which is 4. Okay, so that is the matrix that we need. Okay, so obviously the answer further, in the further step, you can see 3 into 2 will give you a 6, plus 5 into 4 will give you a 20. Okay, similarly over here 4 into 2 will give you a 8, and 4 into minus 2 will give you a minus 8. Okay, so you see the last possible step that you have here is 20 plus 6 will give you a 26, and 8 minus 8 will give you a 0. So if you see, the final third matrix after multiplication of these two matrices has come out to be in this form. So that means if you write the order of this matrix, 1, 2 rows are there and there is only one column involved. Now I am going to just put down these orders of matrix A and matrix B over here. This was your matrix A, this was your matrix B, and the answer that you have got is suppose matrix C. What I am trying to show you over here is what I had explained over here, that if two matrices are being multiplied successfully, the resultant matrix will take its number of rows from the first matrix. So check over here. This is the resultant matrix that you have got, and this is the number of rows. From where has this 2 been taken? This 2 has been taken from the number of rows of the first matrix. Similarly, the number of columns of the resultant matrix will be taken from the number of columns of the second matrix. So you see, the number of column of the resultant matrix is 1. From where has it been taken? It has been taken from the number of columns of the second matrix. Okay, so this is how the matrix multiplication will be done. Okay, now this is just the beginning. You may not entirely understand the multiplication right here itself, but as and when we move along, you will understand it better. Okay, so let's move on to question number 2. Okay, so here we are with another question involving matrix multiplication. Evaluate this matrix into this matrix. Now whenever there is no sign in between, we will assume that it is a multiplication. It is in fact a multiplication of 2 matrices. Okay, so these 2 matrices, if you see, the second matrix has numbers in them, but the first one has some trigonometric functions in them, some trigonometric values of the standard angles, which you are supposed to remember, by the way. Okay, so as a solution to this question 2, let us first have this matrix 4 into sine 30. Sine 30, you must know, it is half. Similarly, you have 2 multiplied by cos 60. Cos 60 is also half. Okay. Similarly, sine 90 is 1, and 2 multiplied by cos 0 is 1. Okay. Please remember, sine 0 is 0, but cos 0 is 1. Okay. Multiplied by, you have 4, 5, 5 and 4. That's the second matrix. So we are not going to do anything with the second matrix as of now. Now 2 and this 4, they get cancelled, so I'm not going to cancel them over here. I'm simply going to write 2 over here. Then this 2 and this 2 gets cancelled, so you get a 1 over here. This 1 is already there, and 2 into 1 will give you a value 2. Okay, this is being multiplied with 4, 5, 5 and 4. Okay, so these are the 2 matrices that are being multiplied. Okay, so these are the simpler versions. Now the next thing that obviously is remaining for us to see is how will the multiplication proceed. Okay, so is this multiplication possible? Did you check? So the first matrix has an order 2 by 2. The second matrix also has an order 2 by 2, 2 rows and 2 columns. Okay, so the check would be number of columns of the first matrix and the number of rows of the second matrix should match. So they are matching. By the way, here you are not going to actually check this because they are saying evaluate this into this. Okay, so that obviously means that the matrix multiplication is possible. But just in any case, I just wanted to revise that check. Okay, so now once we are clear with the check, let us go ahead with the multiplication. So once again, please remember, you go row wise in the first matrix and then you come down column wise in the second matrix. Okay, so first entry, this 2 will be multiplied by this 4 plus, what is the next entry in the first row? 1. What is the second entry in the next in this column, first column? So you have 5. Okay, that is there. Okay, now you move on to the next column of the resultant matrix. This was the first entry. Now you move to the next entry. Okay, so we are still, please remember, please note, we are still in the first row. Okay, we are still moving in the first row, so we will still continue with the first row. So we have 2 multiplied by, now since we have moved to the second column, so we will move to the second column here also. So again we are going to come down like this. Okay, so 2 multiplied by 5. Okay, plus, what is the next entry? 1. What is the next entry here? 4. Okay, so this is how you are going to proceed. Now Now we have to come down to the second row. See, this was the first row, this is the second row. So now we are going to go into the second row. So we will come down to the second row now. Okay, so second row, 1 multiplied by 4. Okay, so we will go one column at a time. So 1 multiplied by 4 plus, what is the next entry? 2. What is the next entry? 5. Okay, now moving on to the second column of the second row. Second row, second column. Okay, so we are going to write, what is the second row here? 1 multiplied by 5 plus, what is the next entry? 2 multiplied by, what is the next entry here? 4. Okay, so this is how we are going to multiply. Okay, we go row wise in the first and we drop column wise in the second. Okay, according to the rows and columns of the resultant matrix. Okay, so proceeding on to the next step, which involves basic multiplication. 4 2s are 8 plus 5 1s are 5. So 8 plus 5. Next, 5 2s are 10 plus 4 1s are 4. 4 1s are 4 plus 5 2s are 10, and similarly here you have 5 1s are 5 and 4 2s are 8. So the answer, final answer that you get, 8 plus 5 is 13, this is 14, this is 14 and this is 13. Okay, that is the resultant matrix, and that also has the order 2 by 2. Okay, so in questions involving trigonometric angles, standard angles, you will first put the values, and then once you get the simplified matrices, you will multiply according to the rule that I have shown, according to the way that I have shown. Now drawing these arrows is not important. This is only for your understanding, since these are the beginning few questions. Once you are familiar with the way of multiplication, you may not simply write these arrows and directly go ahead and do the multiplication. Okay. Okay, so now we start with the question number 3, which is again going to be a very different kind of a question. If matrix A is equal to this, find the values of small a and small b. You can see that in this matrix, these two individual elements are not known. Okay, find these two. Okay, such that, so this condition is given. Based on this condition, we have to get the value of a and b. Okay, one more thing that you need to pay attention over here is a square. This is a square. So matrix A square will obviously mean matrix A multiplied by matrix A itself. Okay, but what is there on the right side? Right side says a capital I is there. So if you remember, in the very first lecture we had discussed something like identity matrix. Okay, in which all the elements of the principal diagonal, they are going to be 1 and the remaining are going to be 0. Okay, so we will see that. Let us find the solution to this question. Now according to what they have given, I am just going to write down 2 minus 3 a b, that is my first matrix, multiplied by the second matrix, which is also the same. Okay, because we have a square, so that means a multiplied by a is going to give you what? It is going to give you an identity matrix. Now this identity matrix, if you remember, it can be 1 0 0 1 also. It can be 1 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 1 also. So if you see, it can be of order 2 by 2 also, it can be of order 3 by 3 also. So which one do we select over here? Okay, that depends upon these two matrices. If you see, the order of both these matrices is 2 by 2, 2 by 2. Okay, so the resultant matrix, after their multiplication, after these two matrices are multiplied, the answer or the resultant matrix that we will get, that matrix will select its number of rows from the first and number of columns from the second matrix. So it needs to have a 2 by 2 order also. Okay, so obviously now I can put 1 0 0 1. Okay, so that clarifies some things over here. Now, so let us now proceed with the actual multiplication, because our purpose was to find A and B. Okay, so once again we will go row wise in first and we will drop column wise in the second. Okay, so let us see. This 2 multiplied by this 2 will give you 4, plus this minus 3 multiplied by A. Why minus 3 with A? Because you see, we are moving row wise here. So the next entry after 2 is this. Similarly, we are moving column wise down. So next entry after 2 is A. So minus 3 gets multiplied with A. So that gives you minus 3A. Okay. Similarly, now moving to the next entry of the first row. This is the first row that we are moving in. So we are going to the second entry. Or you can also say that this is the second column that we are entering. So this 2 multiplied by, what is the order in the second matrix? The second column coming down, because we are doing the second column of the resultant matrix, so we will take the second column of the second matrix. So this 2 will get multiplied with this minus 3, okay, plus this will get multiplied by the next entry, which is B over here. Okay, that is how you are going to proceed. Now coming down to the second row, so we will come down to the second row here also. Okay, again this A is the first entry, so it gets multiplied with this 2, okay, plus what is the second entry here? B, multiplied by, what is the second entry here? A. Okay, so I'm going to just write this a little bigger. Okay, this A. Now next, this A multiplied by this minus 3. Now if you notice, we have moved to the second column because we are doing the second column now. Okay, A into minus 3 plus, what is the next entry here? B. What is the next entry here? That is also B. Okay, so this is what we effectively get on the left hand side, and the right hand side obviously will remain 1 0 0 1. Okay, now simple calculation. You see, 4 minus 3A becomes the first element or the first entry. Similarly over here, if you see, this is minus 6 and minus 18 over here. Okay, 2 into minus 3 is going to give you a minus 6. Okay, and I'm sorry, this was B over here, so I'll just make this a little clearer so that you understand this. This is B. Okay, so 2 into minus 3 will give you minus 6, and then B into minus 3 will give you minus 3B. Okay, so that's the second entry. Now coming down here, you have 2A plus A into B is going to give you AB. Okay. And similarly here, if you see, we are going to have minus 3A plus B square, okay, which is equal to 1 0 0 1. Okay. Now there is nothing more to be done on the left hand side, because these are all unlike terms. They cannot be multiplied or added or subtracted any further. Okay, so we have one matrix on the left side, one matrix on the right side, and these are equal matrices. That means their individual corresponding elements will be equal. Okay, so please note, the first element here will be equated with the first element, corresponding first element over there. So you write 4 minus 3A will be equal to 1. That means minus 3A goes to the right side, becomes plus 3A. 1 comes to this side, so it becomes 4 minus 1. So 3 is equal to 3A. That means A is equal to 1. Okay, so the first value I have got, A as equal to 1. Now very easily you can equate any of the corresponding elements. So the next one that I find easy to equate is the second entry. See, this is the first row, second entry. Similarly here, this is the first row, second entry. So this has to be equated with this. Why equated? Because these two are equal matrices. Okay, so we will write similarly. Okay, we can write minus 6 minus 3b, which is this entry, is equal to 0. That means minus 3b goes to the right side, it becomes plus 3b, and we have minus 6 present here, so b becomes minus 2. Okay, so these are the two answers that we have got based on the condition that was given to us. Okay. Okay, so now going on to the last question of this particular lecture, question number 4. Again, you will see a condition over here, and based on this condition there are a few questions to be answered. But again, this is a very different kind of a question, so please pay attention over here. If this matrix into another matrix A is giving you another third matrix over here, then write the order of A, this A, because this A obviously is a matrix, okay, written in capital letters. Okay, so this is a matrix, we don't know its elements, we don't know its order, so we are going to find both of them. Okay, so the first thing that we will do is we will write this 5 minus 2 1 3. What is the order of this matrix? The order of this matrix is 2 by 2. Okay, now this is getting multiplied with a matrix A whose order we don't know. Okay, so that order I will assume to be m by n. Okay, equal to, what is there on the right side? We have 4 and 11 on the right side, and its order is 2 by 1. Okay, 2 rows, 1 column. Okay, so this is what we have written. Now recall, very quickly recall, when can two matrices be multiplied successfully? When the number of columns of the first matrix and the number of rows of the second matrix match. Only then is this matrix multiplication possible. So here in the question it is being possible, you are getting an answer. That means this and this must have been equal. Okay, so now what I am going to do is I am going to replace this m with a 2, because now I know that this number of row must have been equal to the number of columns of the first matrix, because that is the rule of matrix multiplication to be possible. Okay, now since now these two are equal to each other, matrix multiplication was possible, and we got a third matrix, a resultant matrix. Please recall once again, the resultant matrix picks up its rows from the first matrix and it picks up its number of columns from the number of columns of the second matrix. That means your n value has to be equated with this one. Okay, so now I can easily remove this n and write 1 over here. Okay, so I will remove this and write 1 over here. So now, without doing anything, just looking and recalling the rules that we had discussed of matrix multiplication, we have come to know the order of matrix A. So the order of matrix A, write the order of matrix A, so your answer over here will be 2 by 1. Okay, so I have written the order over there. Okay, 2 by 1 is the order of matrix A. Now coming to the second part where actual values of A are involved. So now I am going to write down 5 minus 2 1 3. Okay, and multiplied by, so now we know that matrix A has 2 rows. Okay, so it will have 2 rows, but it will only have 1 column. So that means 2 into 1, it will only have 2 elements. Okay, so you can write a small a over here, you can write a small b over here. That is your matrix A. Obviously we have to find A and B, but now at least we know how many elements are there in A. So 2 rows and 1 column according to what we found out. Okay, so we have written this equal to, obviously, what is the resultant matrix? The resultant matrix is 4 and 11. Okay, so now left hand side, go row wise in the first matrix, come down column wise in the second matrix, matrix multiplication. So what are you going to do? You are going to take the first element here, take the first element here. So 5 into A is 5A, plus second element here, second element here. So that is going to be minus 2B. Okay, there is no second column in the second matrix, so this matrix will end over here. Now coming to the second row, since you are coming down to the second row of the resultant matrix, so you have to come down to the second row of the first matrix also. Okay, so 1 into A is going to give you A only. Okay, 1 into A. Now what is the next entry in the second row? 3. What is the next entry in this first column? B. So 3 into B is going to give you 3B. Okay, that is the only thing that you have on the left side. So equal to, we have 4 and 11 on the right hand side. Now again, can you go any further on the left hand side? No, because A and B, unlike terms again. So these two matrices are equal matrices. You can see the equal to sign. Therefore, what we will do is we will equate the individual elements. First element with this, second element with this. Okay, so therefore comparing, we can write 5A minus 2B equal to 4, and similarly A plus 3B is equal to 11. These are two linear equations which need to be solved. Linear equations in two variables, so two equations are given. So what you can do over here is you can multiply this second equation by 5, just so that this becomes 5A like this. Okay, so first equation will remain 5A minus 2B is equal to 4. Second equation is getting multiplied, if you see, by 5. So 5 into A will be 5A, 5 3s are 15, B is equal to 11 5s are 55. Okay. Now what should you do? Since these signs are both same, you will have to subtract. Okay. So subtracting this and this gets cancelled. Minus 2B and minus 15B will make it minus 17B. Okay, just be a little more careful with this the sign thing. Okay, 4 minus 55 will give you minus 51. Okay, minus and minus will get cancelled, so you will get B is equal to 51 upon 17, which is going to be 3. Okay, so which is going to be 3. So once we have got the value of B, you can put this B value either in the first equation or in the second equation. You will get the value of A also. Okay, so by putting this B value, suppose I put it in the first equation. So in equation 1, which is this equation, okay, you put the value of B, so you have 5A minus 2 into B, so 2 3 is a 6 equal to 4. So 5A becomes 10, because this minus 6 goes to the right side, becomes plus. Okay, A equal to 2. So we have got A as 2, we have got B as 3. Do not leave the answers like this, because you were asked find the matrix A. So your final answer will be matrix A is what? A and then B below. So A value has come out to be 2, B value has come out to be 3. So this is your final matrix A that you had to find. Okay, clear? So now please go ahead and revise all the multiplication rules that I have taught, everything that involved the calculation aspect. How do you actually go ahead in the first matrix row wise, in the second matrix column wise, and so on and so forth. So these different types of questions will actually help you in understanding and solving more problems. Okay, thank you.